What happens when one of Hollywood's most charming stars suddenly has his secrets dragged into the open on live television? The answer might surprise you. Before we dive into this unbelievable story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments about what you think really went down. The Kelly Clarkson Show was known for being lighthearted, kind, and inviting, a place where celebrities could feel comfortable sharing personal stories without judgment. Kelly had earned her reputation as one of TV's most genuine hosts, someone who asked thoughtful questions and made every guest feel welcome. But even the most experienced hosts can sometimes cross a line without realizing it, and that's exactly what happened on this unforgettable day. Taylor Kitsch walked onto the set that morning looking calm, confident, and every bit the Hollywood star his fans adored. With his rugged looks and relaxed charm, he had become a favorite for audiences everywhere. From his breakout role in Friday Night Lights to his more recent dramatic projects, people loved him. The crowd erupted in cheers as he made his way to the guest chair, waving and flashing that familiar grin that had melted hearts across the country. "Taylor Kitsch, everybody!" Kelly announced cheerfully, gesturing toward him as the applause began to fade. "You look amazing, Taylor. How are you feeling today?" "Thanks, Kelly. I'm doing great. Really excited to be here," Taylor replied smoothly, settling comfortably into his seat. "Your show always has such great energy. I totally get why people love coming on." Kelly smiled warmly at the compliment. "We try to keep things fun here. But I've got to ask, because I know everyone's curious. You've been pretty quiet about your personal life lately. Anything new or exciting you want to share?" Taylor's smile flickered, just for a brief second. So quick that most people probably missed it. "You know, I've been focusing on work a lot lately. Got some new projects coming up that I'm really passionate about." "That's awesome," Kelly said, leaning forward. "But come on, a guy like you, there's got to be someone special in your life. Your fans are dying to know." The audience chuckled softly, clearly eager for any juicy details. Taylor shifted slightly in his chair, keeping his easygoing smile but with a hint of tension behind it. "Honestly, I prefer to keep my personal life private," he said with a light laugh that didn't quite reach his eyes. "I think the work should speak for itself, you know?" Kelly nodded, though her expression suggested she wasn't quite ready to drop the topic. "I completely respect that, I really do. Privacy is so important. But I've got to say, there have been some interesting rumors floating around lately." "Rumors," Taylor repeated, his tone steady but his grip tightening subtly on the armrests. "Well, you know how Hollywood is," Kelly continued, trying to sound casual. "People talk, stories get out. I heard from a pretty reliable source that you might be seeing someone well-known in the industry." The audience leaned in, sensing the shift in energy. Taylor's media-trained composure was slipping ever so slightly. "Kelly, I don't know where you're getting your information," he said calmly, but with a noticeable edge. "But I'd rather not speculate about my personal relationships on TV." "Oh, I'm not trying to put you on the spot," Kelly said quickly, though her tone didn't exactly match her words. "It's just, when someone as private as you starts being seen around town with another big name, especially when that person happens to be married..." Her words dropped like a bomb. The air in the studio went thick with tension. Even the crew seemed to freeze behind the cameras. Taylor's face went through a mix of emotions, confusion, disbelief, then something dangerously close to anger. "I'm sorry, what exactly are you suggesting?" His voice had dropped lower now, the kind of tone that carried a clear warning. Kelly seemed to realize she'd gone too far. But live TV has a momentum of its own. "Look, I'm not suggesting anything inappropriate," she said quickly. "But you and Margot have been spotted together a lot lately, and people are wondering if there's more to your friendship than meets the eye." "Margot?" Taylor repeated, his voice tight. "Are you talking about Margot Robbie?" "Well, the photos seem pretty convincing," Kelly pressed on, clearly unable to stop herself. "You two had that cozy dinner at that exclusive restaurant downtown. Lots of deep conversation, very close body language." "I mean, come on, Taylor, it looked a little more than just professional." "That was it." Taylor stood up suddenly, his chair rolling back from the force. The crowd gasped. Kelly's eyes widened as she realized things were getting out of control. "First of all," Taylor said sharply, struggling to keep his voice steady, "Margot Robbie is a married woman. She deserves better than to have her name dragged through the mud based on some paparazzi's twisted version of events. Second, what you're implying is completely false and incredibly damaging to both of us. Taylor, please sit down, Kelly said, her voice shaky now. I wasn't trying to imply anything wrong. I just thought maybe— No, Taylor cut her off. You thought you'd get a juicy headline for your show. You thought you'd ambush me with gossip and I'd smile through it. The room was silent, the only sound coming from the quiet hum of the cameras still recording. The producers behind the scenes looked panicked, unsure if they should cut to commercial or let it unfold. Taylor, please, Kelly said again, trying to regain control. This is just a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? Taylor let out a sharp, humorless laugh. You just accused me of having an affair on national television. How exactly is that a misunderstanding? I never said affair, Kelly protested weakly, but even she knew how hollow that sounded. You didn't need to, Taylor shot back. You painted the picture clearly enough. Romantic dinners, secret meetings, married co-star. What did you expect people to think? Kelly's eyes darted to her producers for help, but they looked just as lost. I just wanted to give you a chance to set the record straight, she said. By ambushing me? Taylor's voice rose, frustration spilling out. By throwing around false rumors without warning? Is this how you treat your guests? The photos were real, Kelly said defensively. You and Margot were clearly photographed together. Of course we were, Taylor snapped. Because we're working on a film project together. A project her company is producing. A project that's confidential. That's why we met. That's why we were talking. But I guess that doesn't make for exciting television, does it? The revelation hit the studio like a thunderclap. Kelly's face drained of color as she realized what she had done. She hadn't just embarrassed her guest, she had potentially jeopardized a major film. Taylor, I didn't know, she stammered. If you'd said that earlier— If I'd said what? Taylor interrupted. If I'd broken confidentiality to protect myself from your gossip questions? You have no idea how this business works, do you? I'm sorry, Kelly said softly. You're sorry? Taylor repeated bitterly. You're sorry that you might have just ruined a project worth millions? That you dragged a married woman's name through the dirt? That's not enough. The audience sat frozen. No one dared make a sound. What had started as an interview had turned into a public reckoning. We can edit this, Kelly said desperately. We'll cut that part out. It doesn't have to air, Taylor stared at her coldly. You still don't get it, do you? This isn't about editing. It's about what you thought was okay to do. You thought ambushing a guest for ratings was fine. You thought spreading gossip was entertainment. That's not fair, Kelly said, her frustration finally surfacing. I'm a professional. I never meant to hurt anyone. Taylor laughed harshly. So because you didn't mean to ruin someone's reputation, that makes it fine. I was doing my job, Kelly snapped. People want to know about celebrities' lives. It's part of the business. No, Kelly, it's part of your business, Taylor said, voice firm. My job is to make films and tell stories, not to feed your audience's curiosity about my personal life. The silence in the room was suffocating. Kelly's face flushed, torn between anger and embarrassment. You tried to create a scandal, Taylor continued, and now you're trying to cover it up. That's who you are, Kelly stood up abruptly. That's enough. You don't get to come on my show and attack my character. Attack your character? Taylor's laugh was sharp. You already showed your character when you tried to humiliate me on TV. I had a reliable source, Kelly argued, though her voice trembled. Who? Taylor demanded. Name them. Let's call your source right now and have them repeat their lies. Kelly froze. Her silence said everything. That's what I thought, Taylor said quietly. You didn't have a source. You just wanted a story. I just wanted to give the audience something interesting, Kelly said weakly. At the expense of real people, Taylor replied coldly. Margot now has to deal with your rumor. Her husband will have to answer for it. You think that's entertainment? Kelly's shoulders sagged as realization set in. I didn't think about it that way. Exactly, Taylor said. You never think about it that way? To you, we're just content. Headlines to fill airtime. That's not fair, Kelly murmured. Fair? Taylor's voice thundered. You want to talk about fair? Is it fair that I came here to promote my work and got ambushed instead? That you twisted an innocent dinner into a scandal? The room felt frozen in time. Some audience members shifted uncomfortably, while others quietly recorded the scene on their phones. I think we should end this, Kelly said softly, her earlier confidence gone. Oh, now you want to end it? Taylor said bitterly. After you've done your damage? After you've gotten exactly what you wanted? Controversy, drama, attention? This isn't what I wanted, Kelly said, her voice cracking. Isn't it? Taylor challenged. Because this is exactly what makes headlines. Congratulations, Kelly. You just got your viral moment. He unhooked his microphone and dropped it onto the chair. I hope it was worth it. Taylor, please don't leave like this, Kelly said, her voice trembling with genuine regret. There's nothing to fix, Taylor said firmly. You showed everyone who you are today. He turned toward the audience, his expression softening slightly. I'm sorry you had to see that. This isn't the kind of entertainment you came for. You deserve better. Without another word, Taylor walked off the set, leaving behind a silent crowd, a shaken host, and one of the most unforgettable live moments in talk show history. The cameras stayed on Kelly as she stood frozen behind her desk, her eyes fixed on the studio door where Taylor had exited. The silence stretched unbearably until someone finally had the sense to cut to commercial. So what do you think really pushed Taylor to his breaking point? Was it Kelly's refusal to take responsibility, her weak apology, or something deeper? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable Hollywood stories that will leave you speechless.